Now it's time for the $1 million question that everybody want to know. Who is the top and who is the bottom?
So she opened the door and she was like, "What's this?" My mom saw me going down on him. So like I was, you know.
I actually entered a high school relationship with my first boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the girlfriend?
I've always had my girlfriend.
So she's still around with the boyfriend and getting hit on the side?
So at first,
Lord!
My dad started finding out, and my dad was like, I found like people are saying certain stuff about you. Like, are you gay? Are you bi? Like, if you like if you're not gay, tell people you're not gay. Like, we didn't have sex. We did not have sex.
we waited 3 months.
We went
90 days.
Probably a month and a half. But like, not 90 days.
We went before you went to Mexico. We had like a little moment, but that was like,
babe, we had sex before Mexico's, and you told me you wanted to have sex before Mexico's because you. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you. Let's cheers to world peace because I feel like that's very important.
It is.
Right. Free Palestine.
And let's strive for that, guys. Okay, let's strive for world peace. So
Free the Palestinians.
Yeah.
Birthday boy, that's his birthday wish.
Yes,
World peace.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Palestine.
Now, y'all, welcome back to the Gay Safe Space with
Kerry.
and Pierre. And y'all, we in Costa Rica, y'all.
We in Costa Rica, y'all.
We still here.
We
We still here, and we sitting with our friends Louis and Louie, and they're a couple, y'all. Y'all been asking for this for a very long time for us to bring another black gay couple on, and here it is.
So here we are.
We've been chosen.
Surprise.
You've been chosen.
Chosen.
Thank you. Thank you. Do I need?
But the better part about it is, if y'all haven't watched this already or watched our last video, it's our vlog of Costa Rica. Well, y'all, we still in Costa Rica right now. We chilling with them. We actually in their Airbnb.
I've been a drink.
It's his birthday. We're still celebrating.
It's Louis' birthday, and that's why we're here, y'all.
Officially his birthday today.
Yes, and
Cheers, friend.
Right, cheers. Let's
cheers
do a quick cheers.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
And cheers to world peace. Can't forget about that.
And cheers against world peace.
Absolutely. Free Palestine.
That's important. That's important as well. Very important. I think on issues.
Now, some of the KP Nation, I don't know if y'all know, they may look familiar, but these are our friends, y'all. They come to damn near all our fitness events. Yes. They come to all our turn-ups.
Yes.
We went on double dates with them, and we actually vlogged one.
We went rock climbing.
Yeah.
Which was a date as well.
That was a vibe. And if y'all haven't checked it out, we'll link it in the description, so be sure to check that vlog out.
Absolutely.
But we just wanted to have a sit-down conversation with y'all.
Okay.
And just to get to know y'all better. I mean, we see y'all a lot, but we don't feel like we really... I mean, we know y'all, but we don't know your story. Everybody has a story.
Right.
So we want to know y'all's story individually and then y'all's story together.
Right.
Okay.
So that's how we're going to do this.
Right. So let's start with Louis, the birthday boy. We're gonna start with him.
Let's ease him in. We're gonna do a warm up chat. We're gonna do a this or that.
Okay. This or that.
This or that.
Okay.
All right.
I need a couple more drinks. Let me have a baby step. Let me have a couple more drinks.
So this or that. Salt and grits or sugar and grits?
Salt and grits.
Definitely salt and grits.
Okay.
Guys, I'll do.
Yes. Salt and grits. So, babe, what about you? So they're both salt in their grits.
I'm sugar and grits. All I saw was
Sugar?
But honestly, I like both of them because
sugar.
I don't mind. I actually do like shrimp and grits.
Okay.
But I also do like
Shrimp and grits
it's the
is good.
sweet way because I like oatmeal and that's close to it. So I kind of do both.
Okay. Well, okay, so the next one is dinner at a 5-star restaurant or walk on the beach.
I really, and to even say 5-star, it doesn't have to be 5-star, but 5-star is good. So I like dinner. Like I like trying new restaurants, you know, like different cuisines. Like that's our thing. So we really do enjoy doing that. Okay. He's probably gonna like more. Let him answer.
Alright, so what about Louie? What about you?
Definitely walking on the beach.
He loves walking
Walk on the beach. Okay, babe.
I like both to the but if I had to choose, I'll do the beach.
The beach. Okay.
I like the beach more than I like to just sit at the restaurant.
Yeah. I like to eat.
I like both of them. I like both.
Yeah, I do like both.
I like both.
If I had to choose absolutely one of them, it would be the beach.
I am a picky eater, so it depends on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing too. So you won't enjoy it as much as I would. I'm not.
Because I'll go
eater.
home and whip that.
He's always like adding some stuff to it. I'm like,
because it don't taste. It don't be giving all the what it need to give. So I'm just like, it's missing this and that in my head.
child.
So I gotta fix that. But I digress.
Okay, chef. Yes, chef.
So we're gonna go into one more warm up thing before we dive into getting to know you guys.
I'm ready.
And the next thing I actually wanted to talk about was something me and KJ literally had a deep ass conversation about. All right, we were talking about being discreet, what that basically means to you versus being DL.
Oh yeah.
Our definitions were completely different when it came to both. So I just wanted to see what your perspective on what is being DL, like what does that mean versus being discreet?
Just me and growing up and everything like that. I wouldn't say I was I don't think I was ever DL, but I was definitely discreet, and I have moments that I'm discreet actually as of now too. DL is just like, I don't want to put a negative connotation on it. Like whatever you want to do, that's completely up to you. But I just feel like that's kind of like hiding a bit of you, or like not just exposing much of yourself to like your peers and things like that.
Right.
Being discreet, like people. I mean, as far as like your business and your relationship wise, people can know that. Like people will know that, but it's not like they know your business. So I feel like discreet is like having a relationship and people can know about it and everything like that, but like it's not like in the public light. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, that's similar to KJ's.
Yeah,
what about you?
Okay, so I like being in the scene. Like I've always been like in the beginning. I was DL, so I know how that was. So being DL is basically like kind of having that, I want to say like that masculinity, but still having that like urge to explore with other masculinity. So in a sense, like they hide it and they don't want people to know, but they create their own rules and congregation for them to still get that pleasure out of it.
Right.
So after like I realized, okay, I can't do this. I started being more discreet. So discreet is like you don't give a fuck if people find out, but the people that are close to you do know, and you open that and you share that with them. But it's not everybody else's business to know what's going on. Yeah. So discreet is basically like being comfortable with who you are, and but also creating boundaries where people don't have access to who you are because you are protective of that. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with being.
I actually don't think there's nothing wrong with either one. Like if you're DL, that's your choice, that's your decision, and that's fine. Even discreet, like I said, I still feel like at moments I'm still discreet. So like, especially like in my workplace and everything, like they know my sexuality, and that's fine. They know that. Like they know Louie, like that we're in a relationship
right now. Like,
but it's just like it's a line. Like they don't know like our personal business like whatsoever.
Yeah, my current workplace doesn't know, but my previous workplace knew.
Okay. Right.
So
I hope they don't search this video chat.
I don't give a fuck. If they want to find out, they find out.
Right.
But it's just like it's not. That's why like I'm a very private person. It does, but I don't like try to like diminish who I am in front of people. If the opportunity presents itself, then I'm going to present my.
Right.
But I know how to play my role in certain settings.
Okay.
And I think that's just, staying professional. That's what it is.
So
No shots. Let's do another cheers
Let's do it.
to Louis' birthday.
I got the shot.
Oh, child.
Be nice to the Sagittarius, please.
Okay.
Yeah, when y'all
Let's
watch
start with
this-
you. Okay, so let's get to know Louis. Where are you from originally?
Okay. So, born and raised in South Florida, Palm Beach County. Yeah, so that's where I'm from. I've always lived there, still live there.
So, how old were you when you knew like you actually start having feelings for guys? Like, how old were you?
Are we doing that question?
It was.
Oh, we doing it. That's what this was.
This like a whole interview?
So like quite honestly, like I had no idea that this was gonna be the lane for me. Like I was about like 17 years old and
You were 17 years old when you found out, or
So-
when you started knowing that?
so I had an experience when I was 17 years old. Like I've always done like gymnastics and competitive cheerleading. So like, and yeah, that's a very like gay thing to do, but I mean, I was dating, I had a girlfriend in my cheer career, like all in high school.
Yeah.
So like my best friend, his cousin came into town. He actually moved into town from North Carolina, this country, white boy too. I was just like, whatever. So like me and him, we was really cool. Like we known each other growing up, and I spent the night at his house one time because we had like something to do in the morning, and I swear to you not, his cousin like was in the room too, and he just literally started giving me head. That was my first experience with a guy. I never thought about like interacting with a guy. Like I said, I always had a girlfriend, and like all in high school, I had a girlfriend too. And
So
we
were you
very serious.
attracted to guys before then?
I never thought about a guy, not one time prior to
That man must have been
That got 3,000 Jack.
well,
That's interesting.
so like, yeah, that white guy. So he was like,
He can't just be a white guy. Like
he was a white
he
guy.
was that guy.
He turned you.
He started it.
So he wanted us to be like more. He was like, oh, so we're gonna start dating after this. I was like, that's not gonna be a thing for us to do. So like, yeah, we probably like hooked up here and there, but like, yeah, I still had a girlfriend. Like,
Acha, he turned you up.
So how did you how old were you when you started letting your family know? Like your
I actually-
so actually that
Accepted.
experience, I spoke to my dad about it. So like me and my dad talked about it.
Oh wow.
So
how did that go?
No,
How did that come up?
Yeah, that could be like I wasn't really raised with the typical parents, like especially my dad. My dad is from Key West, so like Key West, they're like very free spirit. Like they get down with the get down or whatever. So I talked to him about it. I was like, this dude gave me head. I think I'm bi now. And then my dad was like, oh, this is a phase. This is a phase. He was like, he made me. He made me. He made me feel like he went through that shit. So he was like, oh, it's a phase, Louis. You gonna grow out of this? Because he knew like my girlfriends, like anytime like I was having beef or anything with my girlfriends, like they will always hit up my dad or my mom to be like, Louis going crazy or anything like that. So like they'll try to like, so they know how I feel about women, but he just thought it was a phase, and I kind of went along with it. I was like, yeah, it's probably a phase too. Like, yeah, he can give me head, but like, I have a girlfriend.
When did it change for you though? So when did you let your dad know?
7
And your mom.
So like probably later on that year, I actually entered a high school relationship with my first boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the girlfriend?
I've always had my girlfriend.
So she's still around with the boyfriend and getting head on the side?
So at first,
Lord!
it sounds so messy, but the thing is, like, yeah, at first, and at first, because this is brand new to me, I didn't tell everybody like about it. The dude, he was a very popular dude in Palm Beach County too, like in high school, and we were both actually very popular. And like junior year,
Cheers to the
junior year.
Cheers to the
Cheers to
Cheers to the We all had a
Junior year, I had a boyfriend and a girlfriend. They didn't know about each other. Coming into senior year, my younger sister found out that I was dating the guy, and he was like, and she was like, I'm gonna expose it everything. It's another backstory behind that, but she was like, I'm gonna expose the whole thing if you don't tell my girlfriend that I'm together. So I told my girlfriend. I told my girlfriend that, yeah, I have a dude. She knew him already, like they were cool and everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of dating you both. And she specifically said that as long as our relationship didn't change, that she was okay with me having a boyfriend. The only, like my dude, he had a huge problem with me having a girlfriend, but my girlfriend, she had no problem with it.
Oh,
That's because in retrospect, I didn't know it at the time. She was gay too. So she had a girlfriend.
Y'all was each other's beard.
Oh, so
We were fucking and everything.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
I was doing each other's beard. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the public didn't know you had a boyfriend and the public didn't know she had a girlfriend.
Right.
But he actually did. I guess you like both, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Technically, is that a beard? Because he actually liked
That's a
her.
lot. He had a lot
Ooh,
going on.
So
that
when
was-
did your mom come into play? What did
She
think
found a
about
letter.
this?
She found, and my mom's really religious too. So my mom found, and she was probably the most difficult. Like I grew up with two moms. Like my stepmom raised me, and my mother raised me, and you know my dad as well. So like my dad always known. I always told him from the beginning he was cool. My
That is so weird. I'm not to.
You should have known that.
But
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever like really thought
Well,
about
I hear
that? 'Cause that is
stories. I hear
so rare.
I hear the horror
For
stories,
the black
and like I just thank God honestly that I wasn't like I was raised up
Yeah, that's
pretty
something
free.
me and you have in common.
So that was good, and thank God I did have that relationship with him. I was so free around my dad. I could do whatever I want, still to this day. So that was fine. My mom's really religious. Even my stepmom, she's pretty religious as well. So they like my stepmom was more okay about it, but my mom was just like, you know, my religion told me this is bad. But like even though above, like my mom really respects her religion, she loves all of her kids above her religion. So like it doesn't matter. Like we're literally like the light of her day. So she loves us to death, and she always embraces like my relationship, and she loves him. So that's fine. But it was like a little moment, and not even anything that people have gone through. So I like sympathize with that, but I didn't go through that, and thank God I didn't.
One more drink to. What a story! I feel like I know you so much more than. Birthday boy.
Let's go.
Now you know we gotta move on over to Louie.
Right. Let's hear your truth.
Child, I know so much more about you. And that's why we like to have these conversations, because listen,
We gotta continue.
we hang with them, we have drinks with, aww. We have drinks with them, we chill with them, but had we not had to sit down, we would have.
We have to continue.
Right. So, now over to Louie, the man over here. So, when did you first know that, like, you actually like guys? Or even thought guys were attractive?
What's your story?
Yeah.
Child? Tell
As far
us.
as that is considered, like, how old were you?
How old when I was?
When you knew you like guys, like when you was like, I'm attracted to
Oh
guys.
my god. So this was fun. I think that was like something that was kind of like exposed to me like prematurely.
Okay.
Like when I like before I even came here. So and growing up, like I like he said, like I always had a girlfriend. So I had a girlfriend in high school, and I was very religious in church. So I had a girlfriend in church, and what made me and her became so close is that I kind of told her I had feelings for guys.
Oh.
So when did you know that? Did you tell her right when you knew?
I
or-
think it was something that was existing, and I think it was something I was dealing with, and it was something that I was kind of like asking God to like take away.
Were you already dealing with guys before you told her?
No.
He just knew he had the feeling that he liked guys.
I did have like a near-death experience,
Wow.
and then after that happened, I got in I started like staying, like one of my cousins was staying with us, and then I started staying up late, and I saw a commercial of Interactive Mail. I don't know if you know that, like the little chat line. Where you y'all probably know, but like that was just like my first dabble into that culture that, you know, and I was like underage, even like going into that.
So when you call the number, what happened? What do they do?
Basically, you could hear other guy just talking.
Like they be saying? How they be
like,
saying?
hey, buddy, my name is.
I'm jacking off right now.
I'm
What you doing?
hard rock right now. It was like a thing. Like, so I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. So like I met.
Wait. How often did you call?
Because the thing about
Every
it.
other night?
Okay,
You ain't had no porn?
Okay, long story short, like, after my near-death experience, like my family, like my parents kept me sheltered. Like I drowned, like when I got caught by rip current, came back to life. Blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
wow.
Yeah, he drowned.
Yeah.
Was that here in America?
It
Or
was,
was that
it was
in
in like 2007.
Oh,
Like
okay.
during like my freshman summer. Like I
Okay.
came here and then like the thing about it, I got exposed to it, but I got also super spiritual. So it's just like it was like a battle between two, and it was always me like asking God like take this away because apparently this is bad.
Right.
And then like long story short, I went through all the phases of that, and then
So how old were you when you had like your first actual experience?
I was in high
with that?
school, and it was I met some guy, like some high school kid, like he was in my art class, and then he was into drama. I was into art, and then I was like, okay, I know he's gay, so let me like experiment with
I'm ready.
I just want to clarify, I'm not really gay. I'm more pansexual.
Okay.
Let him tell his story.
Pansexual is I don't have a label in regards to like if I have a mental connection with you, a platonic, strong platonic connection, and it leads to sexual connection, then I'm attracted to you. I want to
agree with
date
that.
you. So that's more of me of a pansexual because I don't matter. It doesn't matter if you like if you're like a drag or if you're transgender, if you're straight, gay, bi, whatever the case. Like as long as me and you are like intellectual connected, then I'm all there. I'm down for this. I'm down for this shit.
No.
So
you have a
that's what I wanted to
boyfriend now,
clarify.
So you're gay.
So when I first got into guys, I was in high school, and then I was in Interactive Mail. We talked about that, and then I saw a guy that
It was like an 800 number?
It was like
We talked about
The
that.
art guy, the guy that
It was like
Oh, the art
he
guy.
clocked the
You knew he
guy.
was
he
gay.
was from drama.
He
From
was
my
in
art
drama.
class, he was a Gemini. So like I wrote him a note. I told him, I like you and I want to get to know you.
Oh, no.
And then he was like, how do you know that I'm gay? I caught an anxiety attack. He was like, don't be mad. I'm not mad. And then, you know, Gemini typical shit. So basically,
maybe don't even do that.
basically, you know, we got to know each other and it became like a theater thing every day after high school.
Ooh. Wait, y'all, what y'all do every day after high school?
Like we used to hang out. We used to like, cause I was in a band and he used to go like, and the band was connected to the theater auditorium. So I used to go into the band, open the auditorium, and then at 4 o'clock we used to like be on the second floor of the theater room,
Doing what?
on a couch, Calvin talking about like
What y'all doing?
What?
and other stuff, and other experimental
Y'all was
stuff.
kissing and
Long
something.
story short, I told this man that I was already playing around with him. You know, I'm gonna get over this. My life is going to be with a girl with wife and kids.
So
And
when
then-
did your parents find
And
out?
then like it became a thing because we started walking each other to like our house. My mom loved him and then stuff like that. And then after that, he tried to like stay at my house.
Right.
And then one time my mom,
Your mom. Yep.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
he lied and told my mom that like he missed the bus and that he needed to spend the night and his auntie couldn't pick him up. Like my mom loved him. And then that's when my mom like literally sat me down. He was like, "Are you sure you want him to spend the night? Because I think this guy's gay and he likes you." That's what my mom told me right before she caught us in the bed.
Oh, child.
Damn.
So I was like, "No, mom, it's not true. Deny everything."
4 hours later.
But the whole time we were like dating, And then like later on, he was like, I just got to tell you something. I lied to you. I only said that to sleep with you, to like spend the night. And then he kind of like, I kind of got upset. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if it was in the spirit or his moment, but we started like messing around.
He's ready to fuck.
In the middle of the night, I literally grabbed him.
Period.
And I was just on another whole
That was the opportunity, child. You took it.
And then that's when 20 minutes later, my mom opened the door and she was like, "What's this?" And I was in shock.
Yes, mom broke that shit up. Thank you. Thanks, mom.
She's like,
She
no,
put some
no.
heart on your
Right, you know?
The power of Christ compels you.
She's
bitch.
like, not under my
And that's
roof.
when, you know.
So y'all was in the middle of it.
And I was in my room.
So I was fucking.
And my mom told me she had a dream something was going on in the house. That's what she told me. So she opened the door and she was like, "What's this?" And I literally was in bed. I was eating peaches.
Oh, yeah, you eating his ass and your mom caught.
That was my specialty anyway. But anyway, I got my mom dragged me to the room. That's when my boyfriend at the time like came out to his mom, and he had to call his mom. His mom picked him up. Long story short,
So when she opened the door, what did she
Oh,
say?
that was done. She's like, you gotta go.
she basically was like, "What is this?" Then I came out to her. I told her, you know, I've always been like this.
You eat
My
ass.
mom saw me going down on him.
No comments on that.
No,
Eating ass.
Like I was, you know, I was going in, babe. I'm sorry, like no, but like
some stories.
hey. And then for me, like I was still heavy in the church. I denied it
Bitch,
completely.
you eat an ass and you say
No, listen.
How old were you? How old were you at this point?
I was literally a senior in high school.
How old was that?
So I was a senior in high school, and then my
17,
mom
18.
was like, "What is
Child,
this?"
18.
Then I came out to my mom, and I was like, "This has been happening ever since before I came here. You know, stuff happened in Haiti." And she was like, "No, that's not true." So she completely denied it. So like, and then when the guy came out, like I completely denied him. So he ended up going to the military for like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And then like I started feeling like shit because I was like, oh my gosh, this is the only guy that I really like generally had a connection with, and like
Oh, he's gone.
and he's gone. He was like, if you're not gonna like, he was like, the only reason I was here is for you, and if you're gonna like deny my existence, I'm gone. So like,
do you feel like you were DL at that time?
I was
Or discreet?
definitely DL.
Yeah.
I was definitely DL at that time.
And was he?
No,
No.
that's
Was he open?
he was.
Discreet.
He was discreet, but when my mom caught us, he came out, and I didn't come out with him.
So when was the next time like you?
It was like 2 years later when I was like 22, and then like I found out he was moving back because he had to do like special training for 2 years, like in the military, and then that's when like I was hanging out with my cousins. I moved out of my mother's place, and that's when my dad started finding out, like, because I was going out to gay clubs. My dad started finding out, and my dad was like, I found like people are saying certain stuff about you. Like, are you gay? Are you bi? Like, if if you're not gay, tell people you're not gay. Like, why is people finding certain stuff about you? And then like, at that time I was still with my girlfriend in high school. Like, we were together for 5 years. We were still connected. Like,
What did you say to your dad?
and then I told my dad, like, I like boys and girls. And then he was like, okay, cool, if you like boys and girls, then, like, he didn't say nothing, but later on, I guess he had, like, a whole moment and cried. And then, like, after that, because at that time, I moved out, and my parents found out. So I was staying by myself. And they were, like, completely against it. But when it was right before my dad, like, found out, and then my mom found out, and when I told my mom, she said a lot of hurtful things. So I decided to move out. And then that was when, even still, like, my dad would still call me and check up on me. And then, like, shit happened, I moved back home, and my dad was, like, still there. So I remember when Obama became president, he was like, oh, so Obama is allowing gay marriage. Are you going to be, like, married to a guy? I was like, yeah. I started laughing. I don't know. I was like, yeah, sure. He was like, okay, cool.
So your dad is more like the liberal one between your parents.
He was like the liberal one. Like when I moved back home after like, cause I couldn't stay with Ren and like that's when I got into the whole gay scene. I met all the, I started doing all these crazy things and being in the ratchet moments, and I realized like no, cause when I was lonely, like I didn't want nobody. Like all I knew was my parents. My parents were married for 30 years, so I grew up like having a foundation with marriage, kids, school, education.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was just like at
It's
the
like
end of
a
the day,
model.
when I was by myself, I still wanted people around. So I try to kind of build that with the gay family, the gay black family. But when I realized they were just kind of like, oh, bitch, you got it. I'm finna get it too. Like, you know how they are down here in Florida. Like, they're more like survival mode. And I was just lonely, so they just kind of like took liking into me. And that became into its own thing.
Okay.
Like, people knew me before they were like, oh, you're Louie, you're the Haitian. Like, I'm like, okay, cool, I guess. I don't give a fuck. Like, so that was like the thing. Long story short, like, I moved back home, my mom, I was still dating other guys, but it was just like a struggle because my parents are very Christian, Caribbean based. They wanted me with wife and kids. They wanted me to be educated. So like I always was a creative soul. Like I always think art. I always think outside the box. And I always like wanted to connect with other people that had the same like-minded interests.
Okay.
So it's just like for them, it was like completely different because that's not what they saw for me.
So how do, I guess as a joint question to both of you, how do your parents and your family and even your other friends, of course, besides us, look at you guys together? Like, what are their views of you guys in a relationship?
Since I was like heavy in the church and I left the church, like even the church people was like, "What happened to you?" And I was like, "I'm gay. Like you guys don't agree with this." It's like, "Yeah, but you could have still came to me." So they were still like very receiving, but at the same time, it's like I had to live my own truth and identity, and I didn't know what that meant.
Right.
So like, even in being myself, like I met other people, older people who were like still gay, like in my like Haitian, and they introduced me to a whole different, like you could be successful in gay, you could be all of this and more, and you could still have that life.
Right.
So it really inspired me to like dig deep and do whatever I wanted to do.
Right.
And then like I was very brave and bold to like express who I am. Like I told my mom and my dad, and I felt like as long as they knew and they still show love and respect, that's all that mattered. I didn't give a fuck about nobody else. I don't give a fuck about anybody that thinks about me, or like I really don't.
Once your parents on board, you good.
Yeah.
Because it was my parents that brought me here. I wasn't born here. I was born in Haiti. I came here when I was 10 years old. So it was my parents who built me, sheltered me, like taught me everything I knew. So at the end of the day, the respect goes to them. Even though they don't agree with my lifestyle, I don't really give a fuck about what you think of me.
Right.
Because the only person that seeks my validation is my mom. Even though like they don't accept me, but I still try to live my life the way I want. Like I'm a visual artist. I paint. I told my parents from the get, I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be a doctor. I can. This is my passion, and I'm gonna figure out how to make money from it. How did I meet Louis?
I met you, but yeah.
He met me, so I was going through a breakup-ish situation, like, I think it was like a month or 2 months in, and I had a friend, he was a really good friend, he was an amazing friend, and we were very creatively connected because he was in the fashion industry.
He's still a good friend.
He's a great friend, Leo, cover boy, follow him, whatever. But anyway, like he was an amazing friend. Like we were going out. I think I was working as like a marketing coordinator. We were going out, and I was telling Leo like I'm done with niggas. Like it's over. Like it's gonna be B season all the way. Yada yada yada. Like cause I done did all of that and I got hurt. So I'm like fuck niggas. And then, like, we ended up going to the club, and literally me walking in the club, Leo's like, somebody wants to talk to you. My friend wants to talk to you. I'm like, who the fuck? Like, bitch, I just got here. Like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck want to talk to me?
It was on site.
He was like, it was on site, literally less than a minute. And he was like, yo, my friend want to talk to you. So it's like, I'm not talking to him unless he comes up to me. You know how I am. If you want to, like me, like for me, if I see a nigga, no, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, if I see a nigga and I like, I'm like, hey, I like you, I want to get you know.
At a club?
It's so I've done that, man. I've done that plenty of times. No, I've done that twice. I've done that twice because there's not a lot of guys that I'd be like, okay, yeah, I want to get to know him. They're like, yeah, I like you, I want to get to know you. So it's either you put your number in my phone in 5 seconds, I don't count 5 seconds, or I walk away and pretend this never happened.
So did he come up to you?
But this is what I usually say.
No, he's
to
asking
guys.
a question.
And he did come up to me. And I was telling Leo, I was like, if you don't come up to me, I'm not going to talk to him. That's what I was telling him, like, because for me, it's like, if you're interested, I need you to go there.
So what did he say when he came up?
So as I was leaving, he literally stopped me. And
did he grab you by the hand?
He just literally talked. And then I liked the way he was talking. He was very, like...
What did he say?
I like his tone. He was very articulate. He was very articulate. Like, he was professional. He had manners. And we exchanged numbers. And best believe by the end of the night, I was driving to his Airbnb house.
Period.
No. We didn't have sex.
We didn't have sex. We did not have sex.
We waited 3 months.
We waited
90 days.
Probably a month and a half. But like, not 90 days. We waited.
Before you went to Mexico, we had like a little moment. But that was like...
Babe, we had sex before Mexico's. And you told me you wanted to have sex before Mexico's because you...
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah. Anyway. We connected.
We probably did one time, but there was like...
We did. I want to say a month and a half.
Remember, I said 90 days.
No, I want to say a month and a half. No, babe. I want to say 2 weeks. Anyway, after that.
I'm dead.
But anyway, when I first met him, I went to his house. I tried to, have a one-night stand. Didn't work. He stood me down, and I was just like, "Oh wow, this is a first. This doesn't happen often. Usually, So I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is just about sex." And then the next day, we had like an amazing conversation. It was like, okay, cool. Like I want to get to know him. One thing I would say, he was like a complete gentleman. Like Louis is a gentleman. Like. That's what I really loved about him because I'm really used to like
niggas
from I used to niggas. So the first, I had like a gentleman. I'm like, oh my gosh, like he don't want to fuck the first night. Like he's taking his time. He's setting the rules and boundaries, even though that didn't happen.
It did happen at least until the
even if it's 2 weeks, that's a long time.
It wasn't 2 weeks. It was longer than that.
It was like,
because I remember right before you went to Mexico. Right before you went to Mexico.
Okay, a month after.
We did a little sample, and I was like, let's back it up. And I was like, if you don't want to wait, you don't have to wait. And he was like, it's worth the wait. So that's why.
Yeah, and that was the thing about him.
After
he was like so ready to go move forward with like dating. And me personally, I think I needed time to like really like
but you're going through
yeah, because I was going through like
so you just wanted to fuck. Yeah.
Like a whole I was on the fuck boy. I was in the fuck boy energy, fuck boy mode. Like I'm gonna be real, I was.
Not this guy.
He shut me down like completely, and I was
not
like,
over here, baby.
Like I was like, whoa, okay, I gotta take him serious. Like I gotta,
he recently told me that he was like, wait, I thought we was just gonna be a hookup thing. I'm like. So from my perspective and when we first met, like yeah, his really good friend, like, but I was like going out and I was like having fun, like just living my best life, honestly, at that point, like not like focused on any dude. Right. So like I was making connection with guys just as friends, and like I was being invited like different parties and stuff. And then like his really good friend, he was at a few of the parties, and we known each other from social media, and we've met a couple of times, but Like it wasn't a real connection.
Question: at this time,
Was
were
it
you
sex
guys
parties
at
or
the
regular
fitness?
parties?
Ooh.
No. The whole reason why we came to the fitness thing, the whole reason why I know you guys is because of him. Like I know for a fact.
You guys said it to me, and
I know for a fact that he knew KJ prior to the
before,
fitness.
yeah.
But like he told me, oh, like we should go to this fitness thing, and yeah, so it was his doing. I had never even known you guys like or seen you guys or anything like prior to going to the fitness thing.
Right.
So I was just like, oh, but then I have like this friend. He's gonna see this, but I have this friend. He's cool, and he was like, "Do you know these guys?" And at that time, I never met you guys. He sent me your Instagram. I was just like, "No, I don't know them. Yeah, they live in South Florida. A lot of bitches live in South Florida." So like, I met them. I was like, "Oh wait, here's the guy, like my really good friend that lived in Key West." I was like, "Oh my god, this is the couple that they're talking about." So then it was like that's how that went. But yeah, I had no idea who you guys were until he invited me to the Fit Safe space in February. It was actually the one around Valentine's Day.
Right.
Was that the first? Was that the
That was
first one?
2022.
So the last thing I would want to really touch on, what I would like is for each of you to say maybe 3 things you've learned and grown
Oh my god. Easy.
about since being together. Just 3 things that you guys have learned about yourselves and each other, and y'all have grown.
So like, in regards to being in a relationship with Louie, like just tapping into like my side that it's not so controlled. Like things can be like a little bit like lighter spirit. Like you could just roll with the punches, so to speak. So like I remember times like he'll be like, "Oh, let's randomly go to Orlando." I'm like, I mean, that wasn't a part of my schedule at all. But like we'll do it. We have like a fucking blast. Like it, like I'm so like this, that. Like I know exactly what I'm doing from the time I wake up at 4:30 a.m. to when I'm like getting myself prepared for the next day at 7 p.m. So like everything is always so controlled. But with Louie, it's such a feeling of like spontaneous.
Just living, enjoying life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
That's like being present in the moment and like just going on leaps. You know what I mean? Like
That's important.
yeah, it's very important because like I said, for so long, like I've been so conditioned, like just for me to like do this, that, and like all the rotation, and then like do this thing right back again on Monday.
Right.
But like just like of course being with Louie, like I honestly don't know where the day is gonna lead, and like I do appreciate that because like it's making me so much broader, making me so much like a lighter spirit because I am so strict on my life.
Okay, that's one.
Such a deeper thinker than I want to even get into. Like I could go there like as far as like deep thinking, but like if it like gets too deep in my head, I kind of want to shut it off. No, he wants to go deeper in it. So like he's like a deep thinker and like deep on conversations and like meaningful conversations. And like yeah, I do appreciate that as well.
Okay.
And then so like I've had moments where like I've dated and they've been very like apparent with giving me my space. But like Louie made it very apparent that if we're in a relationship that like we have time that we need to spend together.
Period.
So I really do appreciate that as well because like I said, it's been times that I'll be in a committed relationship, but we'll only see each other on weekends because I have my life going on Monday through Friday. They have their life going on, but no, like crossing like really being entwined in someone's life. Like if he has an art thing going on during the week, like I'm making every effort to make sure that I'm there. If there's anything like if I'm in the cheer world and if anything like even if it's just a practice, Louie is there. Like even if he has no idea what's going on, he's like doing their sketching, taking videos of me, like just being like interactive. So I really do appreciate very present in the relationship. So I really do appreciate that.
I love that.
And what about you? What's your 3?
Definitely the first thing is that he kind of like conditioned me to have a consistent routine because I am like a free spirit. I don't
free.
Like my old routine is like waking up, meditating, and like kind of like having a moment to myself and then kind of letting life be. but like being with him, like he showed me how to create structure and how to like I do to-dos, like this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. Like I kind of prep for the day before when I have a big day. And I think just being prepared or having a mental routine kind of makes me even more ready and prepared and allows me to be more present because I know it's coming up. So I think that's one of the things that I'm extremely like happy and grateful for when it comes to that. The second thing is he's extremely logical. I think he.
Oh my God! Let's get it.
Louis is like extremely logical. Like I could be so deep in my feelings, like
emotional.
Like I could be so emotionally warped and going into that rabbit hole. And talking to him, like he could just say one or two things that kind of like shift things into like perspective,
Right.
Like, but it's like a reality like perspective, and it like kind of snaps me out of it. So like in a sense, like it does like, oh like wow, damn. Like I remember like when I first was talking to him, and I told him like why I wasn't painting and like doing art, like I was going through like a whole artist blog. And he was like, "You're taking it out on the art. That's not the art fault. Like, you should be." I'm just like, "What the fuck?"
A word.
Like, he just like mentally mind fucked me. I was like, "You're right. Like, I can't even argue with you when it comes to that because it's like you're right. I am taking it out. Like, damn, like bitch. Like, how the fuck did you do that?" So he has that like that inner insight that makes so much sense, and that's able to give me that like instant relief when I am open and vulnerable with him when it comes to certain stuff that I generally do appreciate because we're so different, so it's like a whole different perspective that I wasn't even like thinking of. Right. So to have that is like I'm grateful for. The last thing is like Louis is very like he's a gentleman, like he's extremely like I think his mannerism, his gesture, the way that he is as a person, I don't think a lot of people are like that. Like, he could be a little, like he has his mood, but I feel like it's valid because of the fact of how he carries himself. Like, he's very open, he's very giving, he's very caring, he's very loving, but at the same time, he creates that boundary where, like, you're not gonna cross me, like, like you're not gonna cross me type of energy. I'm gonna be good to you, you gonna be good to me, and I think that right there is like, I think a lot of people have a hard time establishing that boundary as like initial relationship with like regular friendship. So, but like Louis make it very clear and known, and however people take it is however people take it. And what I've learned from that is that like being authentically himself. Like he attracts certain people that loves him authentically, right? And that, and from there, like he's able to have like a longevity of friendship with other people. For me, it's just like I'm kind of like remotely detached unless you're not in my peripheral because I'm very like tunnel vision and goal oriented. So it's not like for him, like he does establish those connections and he keeps it very raw and real. And I think that's what like really like makes me like admire so much about him is because he never have to sugarcoat who he is as a person. So it's like I said, it's very inspirational for me. So this is why,
Okay, that's awesome.
Well, all right. Well, first and foremost, let me say this again. Even though we're all the way in Costa Rica, this is still the gay safe space. This is the gay table talk. Remember we said that's what it was. That's what it was.
The gay table talk.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Jada don't always make these bitches feel comfortable. Like she don't always make you feel comfortable.
She don't.
She asked the hard question.
She asked the hard question.
But we want to ask you a hard question, Jada.
Ooh,
okay. Let's reset. You got a question. Let's reset.
Well, first and foremost, tell the people where they can find you guys. Louie, let the people know what the IG is.
Your art.
Your artist. Let's start with the artist.
Okay, guys, I am a visual, emerging artist. I have an art residency with Pompano Beach. the city of Pompano Beach. And I do have an exhibit coming up in May, which kind of features about Haitian heritage, how it relates to the city of Pompano in regards to my culture, who I am as an individual. You can find me at exquisite_8. Also, my artist page is Louie V. It's LOUIV_art. Yeah.
Okay. And let them know where they can find you, as well as your page with your
culture.
Cheer. Yeah. It's not cheerleading.
Well, it is cheerleading.
He's a coach.
It's cheerleading.
He's an instructional coach. Over 10 years.
It's competitive cheerleading. It's called all-star cheerleading, where like you compete against.
They always get trophies.
Where you compete against people all over the U.S. and even international, if you get to that point. But so yeah, that's what I do on the side. My primary form of Instagram is Nightwing LEL89 with an N, not a K, not KN.
We're gonna link it in the description.
We put that and let them know your coach page as well.
Coach Lou 89. So Coach LOU 89.
All right.
All right. If you want to learn tumbling, I can help you guys with your tumbling needs. Okay.
Yeah.
Backflips.
He's gonna tell you the truth.
He's gonna
be like trash.
I'm in a nice way.
In a nice way. Well, first thing, again, thank y'all so much for even having us for your birthday turn up. This was, in my opinion, it was a little last minute for us because our trips normally be a little bit more planned out, but this is gonna be the best one. This is
amazing. And like I said already before, I really appreciate just you both as a couple, because it could go so many different ways. But the moment that I met you guys in February of 2022, it's just been such good vibes. I felt energy that I haven't felt before. Coming into sometimes, especially in South Florida, coming into gay spaces, it could feel uncomfortable. I have anxiety issues, so it could be that way. Anytime I step into a safe space event, I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to motivate people, just have fun. We already know we're gonna have a fucking blast. Whenever y'all invite us to the house, it's just such great vibes. Everybody there is on good vibes.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that as well. And then to be on my first. I've been taking trips. I'm in my mid-30s right now, so
they don't even know that.
I've always done trips just me. If I was in a relationship, that's what it was. But to be with my bros right here, I would not trade these dudes in for the world. So I really appreciate them. They have the best vibes ever. So yeah, I really appreciate y'all.
Thank you. We appreciate y'all too, for sure.
We love y'all.
And y'all, if y'all want to see more clips and videos like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Drop it in the comments what y'all think of this video. Keep it cute, because if you don't, you will get blocked.
Be nice.
I don't play
that. You don't play that chat. I be trying to talk him down the ledge, but nope, you got him blocked.
KJ argue with him. I block.
I don't argue. Trying to read a bit.
Well, he'll read
we don't know
comments.
these people. So
I just block.
I like that as well.
But yeah, so thank you guys for sticking around.
Thank you.
Right.
Got a lot of things, got a lot of IP on me. I gotta fend myself off. I gotta fend myself off. I gotta cool it down. I gotta cool it down. It's been a lot of years, really think you can one past me. I gotta fend myself off. I gotta fend myself off. I gotta cool it down. Like this, my love.